I'm speaking from Nigeria. Let me know where you are connecting from. Well, we can't stop but talk about situation and the ongoing things, events in Nigeria, the most populous black nation in the whole world, one of the best countries in Africa, usually referred to as the giant of Africa. But what is happening right now beats every form of rationalization. And one is forced to ask the question, Nigeria, what happened to you? What is happening to you? How did you get here? What is really the matter with you? If you open the news daily, you're going to hear gory details, gory stories, stories that make the heart to bleed, and sometimes tend to numb your senses. So, something as if it's from a horror book, something that is even hardly written in a fiction. And that is it. One of the things that is so worrisome is the news that came in about what happened early yesterday morning, that's Friday morning. That in the early hours, the bandits went to a military base in Borno State and they literally killed soldiers. According to some reports, they butchered them. Even animals are not treated that way, and these are trained personnel. Nigeria has one of the best soldiers in Africa. Nigeria has supported freedom fighters, United Nations, ECOMOG, that is the West African Military Command, to help to save situations of insurgency in West African countries. It happened in Sierra Leone, it happens in Liberia. There was a time when we had to go to Congo and so many other places. The same thing. Members of police force have been sent out to nations of the world, and they came back with medals. Now this thing has come up now, and what we can see, what we can hear are things that make the heart to bleed. Nigeria is bleeding again. Nigeria is bleeding again, and the bleeding is becoming worse. 15th of May, that's about less than 3 weeks ago, these bandits, even Nigerian government has different ways of just giving them just semantics, just giving them names. Sometimes they call them bandits, sometimes they call them armed gunmen, unknown gunmen, and so on and so forth. What nation will sit back, fold his arms, be almost complacent, just be playing with words and action, and see your soldiers being treated this way? During the time of ex-President Obasanjo, and something like that happened in the southeast Nigeria, we know what he did. And now these insurgents, or whatever title they are given, are now going on social media to display their atrocities. to the world, saying what to the government, challenging the government and calling the government useless, toothless bulldog, impotent leaders. Is that not a shame to the nation? Is that not a shame to the nation? Is that not a shame to the nation? How did we get here? How did the nation get here? In the Committee of Nations, your soldiers, generals have been killed summarily like that by these people. And yet, the government is still treating them with kid gloves. Doesn't it smell of complicity? What are they trying to do to Nigeria and with Nigerians? Every week, these people go to schools, attack schools, carry away people as if they are carrying chicken or bushmeat. And they treat them in so inhuman ways that you have to think, what is this? Are these humans at all? It makes the heart to bleed. You can't watch if you watch some of the horrible videos, you find it difficult to eat. You find it difficult to sleep. You know, the other time I was talking about mental health, an issue of your mind. Yes, you have to take care of your mental health, and you have to be able to take care of your mind. Once you lose your mind, you'll be in more serious trouble. So that's why at this session we'll look at how did the situation get to this level and what exactly we can still do to try and bring back the situation. Ivan, you're welcome. Thank you. And time for subscribing to my channel. It's a channel that is focused on things that are jamming to your heart, to your mental health, to your overall wellness, to your happiness, to your joy, because you have only one life to live, and you have the right and obligation to live it well. And you need to learn life skills that can help you to mitigate challenges, bad news, disappointments, and some maladaptive behavior or some other humans around you, in spite of it all, to maintain your sanity. Like one saying goes, you have a job to yourself that when others are losing their senses, you just have to do everything you can to maintain yours. That is part of the focus of this channel. So, why does insecurity persist so much in Nigeria? Despite military operations, we hear, and enormous amount being spent, being budgeted every year. And with the special training, and we learned that the American military came into Nigeria to come and help with the training. We are yet to see the effect. They came in December, did something, and after that, everything has gone quiet. And we know how American treats its soldiers, its military. It's not only in films, it's in reality. We remember that pilot in Iran that jetted out from his plane, from his aircraft that was damaged. He landed in a mountain, and we know what America did, what they put into play to save him. The record is there. And we also have the record that when an American was kidnapped, I think in Niger, is on record the steps that the American government took. And part of the motto of the military is esprit de corps. You don't leave a soldier or a force man in the field for the enemy. You fight. And here we are for these insurgents, or I don't know what to call them. They have been doing it, and this one the government should make it that this should be the last they will ever do. We don't want to wake up tomorrow and hear of another gory details, gory story. What's the current reality? No nation can develop when its citizens live in fear, as it's operating in Nigeria now. Farmers are afraid to go to their farm. Citizens in the suburb are afraid to sleep because sometimes this thing happen in the middle of the night, 1 a.m., 12:30 a.m., 5 a.m., 3 a.m., whatever. The one that happened on Friday, even it was during the rains. And so on like that. But businessmen cannot do their businesses peacefully because the roads are not safe anymore. How can investors come into the country when the sanctity of life? I think this government has a lot of questions to answer. They decide to desecrate everything. The roads desecrated, the hospitals desecrated, the schools desecrated, the infrastructure desecrated, the currency desecrated, the energy sector desecrated, and now human life is being desecrated again with careless abandon. How do you interpret that? When some people on social media video it and they literally put knife to the neck of a teacher and just cut it off like that. And what happened on Friday, I don't even want to see the video. People that saw it said that a similar thing happened to the soldiers, that they were not shot, they were killed with knife. Slaughtered. It's a gory detail. So children cannot attend school, farmers cannot farm, businesses cannot go on, investors become reluctant to invest, communities become vulnerable and displaced, people are becoming displaced refugees in their own fatherland, villages are becoming inhabitable. You see so many uninhabitable, vacant villages and towns now in the north. Now in Kwara, the same thing has come to Kwara, which is in the middle belt. And they have brought the thing out to Oyo State, Ogbomoso. Now I learned another one in Ondo. That is in the southwest. Desecration of life, desecration of property. So you can see this government have a rethink and do the needful. Because definitely karma will speak, karma will talk. So the question is, why does the problem persist? We may ask. First, the intelligence gathering. I wonder what kind of intelligence they are operating with. Intelligence gathering is not what is called, it's not even rocket science, no more rocket science. So it's not something that you need to go to the moon to learn. Intelligence gathering. And for them to say they are not supposed to even catch a military base unawares. There should be 24-hour vigilance, whatever it will take. With this modern technology, set up things that will throw off the alarm, an alarm that the people cannot. So the just gathering has become weak and become almost useless. Say, what is it? What kind of intelligence are they working with? Who are the intelligence officers? But I know we have mole in the camp, mole in the government. Because if two senior government officials in charge of security, one can call them brothers, and the other one can call them prodigal sons. And that means, and some people now went to the school of thought and now say they rehabilitate them and now paying them instead of taking them to court and letting them face justice. Even many attacks came with warning. These bloody people will send warning to some of these villages. And in spite of that, the security people will not take adequate steps. And now, instead of take proactive steps, they will not be doing reactions, which never saved any situation. One of the ones in which they are still asking the question, a school in the north received such information, and they told the military, and the military soldiers were sent to protect the school. Hours before these insurgents attacked the school to cut away the students like chicken. Command came from their head office to withdraw the soldiers. And the question came, who gave the order to withdraw the soldiers, to give room for the insurgents to have free access to the schools? The question is still hanging in the air, blowing in the wind. And Senator Oshiomhole had to be asking the Senate President, Senator Akpabio. This question came up at our discussion. Our children, our citizens. And we asked the question that the military command should let us know who gave that command and why, and what steps have been taken. The Senate President could not answer. He just said, your time is up, your time is up, your time is up, leave the mic. Can you just imagine? Can you just imagine? It's beyond my imagination anyway. So modern security challenges require modern situations. And billions of naira are spent and have been spent to procure adequate equipment. So we wonder what kind of equipment, and they were not saying, concerning the ones in Oyo State, they are using system that cannot be tracked. They are blocking signals. That I'm not laughing. It's not laughter. It's pain. It's pain. It's painful. Displaying our incompetency, our impotency for all the world to hear. It makes the heart bleed. So what kind of people are we dealing with? What kind of people do we have in position of authority of management? If you can't do it, why don't you just say you can't do it? Then give all of us authority, those who have the finance to procure arms and defend themselves. Isn't it? That's what they do in Israel and some other nations like that. So then let the porous borders be better manned, get more human manpower with up-to-date equipment to protect our borders, to reduce the importation of illegal traffic of arms into the country. Then poverty and unemployment predispose many of our youths to being recruited by these insurgents. And information came also over the media that these kidnappers, these insurgents, now came on TikTok and were now donating money to youths, asking youths of the nation to post in their account. Can you just imagine? And these so-called government officials like the DSS and so on that say they are good at tracking, we ask them, why it's difficult for you to track these people? They can track citizens that are talking about the oppression and the pains in the land. Then let there be quick prosecution and adequate prosecution of those who are caught aiding and abetting these insurgents and the desecration of life in the nation. So what are some practical ways by which these things can be adequately reduced in the land? Please, if you have suggestions, give. We pass it on to the government. We pray they will hear and do something. But this thing cannot continue and should not be allowed to continue. That is why every nation have a department called the military to safeguard the sovereignty of the nation, isn't it? Then we have the police force to take care of the security within the nation so that there is division of labor. Others will be working to maintain the wellness of the nation. So let those departments be well equipped to be able to do their job effectively. So Nigeria needs to build a technology-driven security system. Like we see in film, and they try to show us that they have security high command, monitoring high command, area surveillance high command, and so on like that. It should not be, it should be one that can be maintained, installed and maintained by Nigerians, not dependent on foreigners. That can also evolve to greater level of competence, that can outsmart these insurgents. You can understudy what is happening in Ukraine now. From what I read in the reports, they brought in their own technology, developed on what they got from other nations to do their own drones, their own command center. And there are so many command centers, so that's how they've been able to withstand the attack from Russia over the months and years. So they use more of technology in their fight for survival, for sustenance against Russia up till now. They use more of technology, robots and drones and AI. So why can't we learn from them, understudy them, send personnel there to do that? Nigeria is a sovereign nation, is blessed and well favored. This should not be part of our story. Nigeria is bleeding, and this bleeding must stop. So we have surveillance drones, we have satellite imaging, we have communication interception systems, and we have artificial intelligence assisted monitoring system That should become the tools of our agencies. Prevention is always better than reaction. If by the time you're able to do all this much, you're able to prevent, you see them before they even come near. Because the area surveillance is working 24/7, powered by solar and some other powerful batteries. They have different ranges they can cover, different heights they can go to. That just like we have things that cannot be, so they will not be detectable in the sky. They have different grades, different levels. You know this. Then the question why I believe they know. So secondly, they have to strengthen the community intelligence system, intelligence network. Because definitely these people have collaborators within the community that give them information, that help them to monitor what goes on in the community. So the community network will be able to help to forestall some of these things. Like we used to say, when you see something, say something and do something, and be able to protect these people from attack. Because security is everyone's responsibility. Like I said earlier, thirdly, we have to secure the borders, make the borders more secure. Our border is not wider than that of America, the United States. So we learn from them. We learn from those who are ahead of us. How did they do it? How is China helping to protect its borders? How is India protecting its borders? When you travel, what do you see? So instead of going about with flowing agbada and just going in a convoy of vehicles, just wasting money on things. When you are in government, it is to protect the land, to serve the people. Then the fourth thing that can be done is to create more employment opportunities. Have a change of heart from the desecration of the economy. Try to boost the economy back to life. That's just it. When the economy is booming, like the North has been so desecrated, they just threw the boys to the street. They called them Amajiri, make them beggars. And some people now came to me, so instead of you begging, why don't you do something that will give you money? And that's how they were able to lure them. Because the society left them to be on the streets. And this is not supposed to be so. It is not supposed to be so. The welfare system in some parts of the nation, especially in the north, has been so bad. So another thing to be done is to improve the welfare of the security personnel. Pay them well, feed them well, clothe them well, accommodate them well. Don't treat them, even security dogs are treated better nowadays. Because if you treat the security dogs badly, they become sick, they won't be able to do the job. So they feed them well, they house them well, they give them medical treatment appropriately. Because human beings are more adaptable, they are given horrible treatment. That's why one of the um, bloggers in Nigeria brought out consciousness to that effect that the soldiers in Nigeria in the fight against these hoodlums were not treated well. They carried him and his case is still in court. People had to cry out, say, release Justice Crack, release Justice Crack. He's not done anything wrong. He's only crying for better welfare for our security men. So also ensure swift justice in the land. People that are murderers, are killers, wasters of life and destiny should be made to face the law instead of being pampered, instead of being called brothers and being called prodigal sons. So then promote national unity. When we are growing up, Nigeria was not like this. It's just that as long as we are in Nigeria, that's why Rise to come part of Nigeria's call will be to serve our land with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain, to serve with heart and mind, one nation, bound in freedom, peace, and unity. So, sanctity of life is the foundation of every civilized society. Every soldier lost in battle, every child that is kidnapped, every farmer that is attacked, and every innocent child killed represents serious tragedy to the nation and for the nation. So Nigeria possesses human resources, natural resources, technological, institutional resources, intelligence, serious. We are blessed in every way. So what is required is commitment from our leaders, from every Nigerian, coordination, accountability, and collective responsibility for the well-being and wellness of the nation. The time has come for all stakeholders, the people in government leadership, security agencies, our community and community leaders, our traditional rulers, our religious leaders, and all citizens, for all of us to work together to rise to protect the sanctity of life and sanity of everybody. Nigeria is blessed. There's no need for all this. There's no need for all this. Those who communicate with the insurgents, let them know what is it they want. The land is big enough, so don't need to be wasting and desecrating lives of anybody. God bless Nigeria. God bless Nigeria. God bless Nigeria. We cover everyone with the blood of Jesus. It shall be well with all of us.